Your thoughts are the foundation upon which everything in your life is built. We often underestimate just how powerful our thinking truly is. Thoughts are not just random passing ideas that have no effect on us, they are the blueprint of our lives. Every single thing that you experience in your external world is a reflection of the thoughts you've entertained, nurtured, and believed over time. Consider this: everything that has ever been created began as a thought. Whether it's the phone in your hand, the building you live in, or the car you drive, none of these things would exist if someone hadn't first imagined them. Someone had to think, what if I could build something that could transport me faster than walking? Or what if I could communicate with someone miles away without leaving my house? Those ideas didn't just stay in their minds, they became actions, which led to reality. This is the power of thought. It is the origin of every invention, every breakthrough, every advancement we see in the world today. Now think about that in the context of your own life. The things you think about most frequently, whether good or bad, are shaping your reality. If you dwell on thoughts of failure, lack, and limitation, you will inevitably begin to see those very things manifest in your life. Why? Because your thoughts dictate your beliefs, and your beliefs drive your actions. If you believe deep down that you are not capable of achieving your goals, then you will act in ways that confirm that belief. You will hesitate, you will procrastinate, you will settle for less because your actions are aligned with the negative thoughts you've allowed to take root in your mind. On the other hand, when you focus on thoughts of success, possibility, and abundance, your actions begin to shift in alignment with those thoughts. You start to seek out opportunities, you take risks, you push beyond your comfort zone because your mind is focused on what is possible, not on what could go wrong. This is not wishful thinking, it's a fundamental truth about how our minds work. You see, your mind is like a garden, and thoughts are the seeds. If you plant weeds, negative, self-defeating thoughts, you will get a garden overrun with chaos, disorder, and destruction. But if you plant positive, life-affirming thoughts, you will cultivate a garden that is beautiful, productive, and fruitful. Your thoughts have creative power, and what you plant will grow. But here's the critical part: thoughts don't just happen to us, we have the ability to choose them. Too often, we fall into the trap of thinking we are powerless over what goes on in our minds. We assume that negative thoughts just appear out of nowhere, and we have no control over them. But that's not true. You have the authority to guard your mind and decide what kind of thoughts you will allow to dwell there. When you recognize that power, you begin to take responsibility for the quality of your thinking. You stop allowing toxic, limiting beliefs to run rampant in your mind unchecked. You become intentional about what you focus on, understanding that what you consistently think about will determine the direction of your life. It's no longer about what happens to you, but how you choose to perceive and respond to what happens. Your thoughts also influence your emotional state. If you constantly think about things that cause stress, worry, or fear, your body will respond with tension, anxiety, and unease. The mind and body are intricately connected, and your physical state is often a reflection of your mental state. Think about times when you've been deeply worried or stressed. Chances are your body tensed up, your heart raced, maybe your stomach churned. Those physical responses were directly tied to your thinking. Conversely, when your thoughts are centered on peace, confidence, and optimism, your body relaxes, your energy shifts, and you feel lighter, more capable, more empowered. This is why managing your thoughts is not just a mental exercise, it has a profound impact on your overall well-being. Moreover, your thoughts shape how you see the world and how the world sees you. If you walk into a room believing that everyone there is against you, that no one likes you, that you're going to fail, guess what? You'll carry yourself in a way that confirms that belief. Your body language will reflect insecurity, your energy will be low, and your interactions will be strained. You'll interpret every action and word from others through the lens of negativity, reinforcing your belief that the world is hostile and against you. But if you enter that same room with thoughts of confidence, believing that you belong, that people are interested in what you have to say, and that you have something valuable to contribute, everything changes. Your energy will be magnetic, your posture will be strong, and your interactions will be filled with ease and connection. The world reflects back to you what you project, and that projection begins with your thoughts. Let's not forget that thoughts also have a cumulative effect over time. One negative thought might not seem like a big deal, but if it's repeated day after day, it becomes a pattern. That pattern turns into a belief, and that belief becomes your reality. This is why it's so important to be mindful of the quality of your thoughts on a daily basis. Negative thinking, left unchecked, will erode your confidence, steal your joy, and limit your potential. But here's the thing, the same is true for positive thinking. When you consistently feed your mind with empowering, uplifting thoughts, you begin to rewire your brain for success. You start to see challenges as opportunities, obstacles as stepping stones, and setbacks as setups for something greater. Over time, your life begins to align with the positive energy you've cultivated in your mind. It's important to understand that recognizing the power of thought is not about ignoring reality or pretending that challenges don't exist. It's about understanding that you get to choose how you respond to those challenges. You can choose to see difficulties as insurmountable barriers, or you can choose to see them as opportunities for growth and development. Your thoughts, not your circumstances, determine the outcome. One of the most powerful shifts you can make in your life is the transition from seeing yourself as a victim of circumstances to realizing that you are the creator of your reality. This is not just a change in perspective, it's a complete transformation in how you experience the world and how you interact with everything that happens to you. When you view yourself as a victim, you give away your power. You believe that life is happening to you, that you have little to no control over what occurs, and that you are subject to the whims of circumstances, other people, or external events. This mindset is pervasive and it can be incredibly limiting. It convinces you that you are stuck where you are, that you have no ability to improve your situation, and that the outcomes in your life are dictated by forces beyond your control. The victim mentality often manifests in subtle ways. It might sound like I can't succeed because of my upbringing, or if only I had better opportunities, I would be further ahead by now, or other people are lucky I'm just not. These kinds of thoughts keep you trapped in a state of inertia, where you're waiting for someone or something outside of you to change in order for your life to improve. It's a passive way of living, and it's rooted in a belief that you don't have the power to create change for yourself. But here's the truth, you are not powerless. The circumstances of your life, whether they be challenging, unfair, or difficult, do not have to define your future. The moment you realize that you are the creator of your reality, you regain the power that the victim mindset has stolen from you. This shift from victim to creator is about taking full responsibility for your life, not in a way that blames you for every hardship, but in a way that empowers you to respond to those hardships with intention and creativity. When you shift to the creator mindset, you begin to see that life is not happening to you, it's happening through you. Every challenge, every obstacle, every disappointment is an opportunity for growth, learning, and transformation. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me, you start asking, what can I create from this? This is a radical shift in thinking, and it opens up an entirely new realm of possibilities. The creator mindset puts you in the driver's seat of your life. Instead of feeling like a passenger who is being taken wherever circumstances dictate, you become the one who steers the wheel. You recognize that while you may not control every event that happens, you absolutely control how you respond to those events. And in that response lies your power. Let's break this down. When something doesn't go your way, perhaps you lose a job, face a financial setback, or experience a personal failure, the victim mindset says, this is the end. There's nothing I can do. But the creator mindset says, what can I do next? How can I turn this situation around? What opportunities are hidden in this challenge? A key aspect of the creator mindset is the understanding that you create your life through your decisions, from hopelessness to possibility. Every choice you make, from the smallest to the most significant, is shaping your future. When you embrace this truth, you begin to realize that even when things don't go according to plan, you still have choices. You can choose to see failure as a setback, or you can choose to see it as feedback information that helps you adjust your approach and move forward with greater wisdom. The creator mindset is deeply connected to the idea of ownership. You take ownership of your thoughts, your actions, and ultimately your outcomes. This doesn't mean you'll never face difficulties. Challenges are a natural part of life, but it does mean that you stop blaming external forces for your circumstances. Instead of pointing fingers at your environment, your upbringing, or other people, you look inward and ask, what can I do to create the results I desire? Think about how empowering this is as a creator. You understand that your life is a product of your choices, not your circumstances. This is a complete reversal from the victim mentality, where circumstances are seen as the ultimate dictators of your fate. The creator mindset recognizes that while you may not be able to change the past or control every external factor, you always have the ability to choose your response, and through that response, you shape your future. Another important aspect of shifting from victim to creator is the realization that you are responsible for your emotions. The victim mindset often sees emotions as something that happens to you. They made me angry, or that situation stressed me out. But as a creator, you understand that you are responsible for how you feel. No one can make you feel anything without your consent. You choose your emotional response to any given situation. This doesn't mean suppressing your emotions, but it does mean recognizing that your feelings are within your control. For example, if someone criticizes you, the victim mindset may cause you to feel hurt, offended, or defensive. You may think, they hurt my feelings and now I'm upset, but the creator mindset allows you to step back and ask, how do I want to respond to this? You might choose to see the criticism as an opportunity for growth, or you might choose to let it go, recognizing that it's not worth your emotional energy. Either way, the power lies in your choice, not in the actions of others. This is not always easy, especially when life throws major challenges your way, but the creator mindset gives you a sense of agency even in the most difficult situations. It's not about denying reality, it's about accepting that while reality may be tough, you are tougher. It's about realizing that no matter what happens, you are never truly stuck. There is always a way forward if you're willing to create it. The shift from victim to creator also changes the way you approach problems. In the victim mindset, problems are viewed as insurmountable obstacles. You might think, there's nothing I can do about this, or this is just the way things are. But in the creator mindset, problems are seen as puzzles to solve, challenges to overcome, or even opportunities in disguise. Instead of feeling helpless, you start to feel empowered because you understand that you have the ability to find solutions, even in the most difficult circumstances. This mindset shift doesn't mean that life suddenly becomes easy or that you'll never face hardship again. But it does mean that you stop waiting for things to change on their own and start actively creating the change you want to see. The creator mindset encourages you to take initiative, to experiment, to try new approaches, and to keep moving forward no matter how many times you stumble along the way. What's more, when you embrace the creator mindset, you begin to understand that challenges are a natural part of the creative process. Just as an artist faces mistakes and revisions before completing a masterpiece, you will face setbacks and obstacles as you create the life you desire. But those setbacks don't mean you're failing, they're simply part of the journey. Each challenge you overcome strengthens your ability to create, to adapt, and to thrive. The creator mindset also fosters a sense of resilience. When you stop seeing yourself as a victim, you stop being overwhelmed by adversity. You understand that challenges are temporary, and you trust in your ability to navigate them. Instead of being crushed by failure, you learn from it. Instead of being paralyzed by fear, you use it as a stepping stone to growth. You begin to see yourself not just as someone who endures life's difficulties, but as someone who actively shapes and transforms them. Self-doubt is one of the most insidious barriers to personal success and fulfillment. It creeps into your mind quietly, often disguising itself as rational thought or caution. And before you know it, it's controlling your decisions, holding you back from opportunities, and limiting your potential. To truly break the cycle of self-doubt, you must first understand its origins, how it perpetuates itself, and then take deliberate steps to dismantle its influence in your life. Self-doubt begins with a thought, often subtle at first. What if I'm not good enough? What if I fail? These questions seem harmless, but they quickly snowball into a larger narrative about your worth and capabilities. That small seed of uncertainty grows into a belief system, and soon you begin to accept it as the truth. The real danger of self-doubt is not just in the thought itself, but in the belief that it's an accurate reflection of who you are. One of the most damaging aspects of self-doubt is that it's self-reinforcing. When you doubt yourself, you start to second-guess your abilities, and that hesitation causes you to take fewer risks, pursue fewer opportunities, and shy away from challenges. As a result, you fail to reach your full potential not because you're incapable, but because you never gave yourself the chance to try. And when you don't achieve what you could have, it confirms your original doubt. You think, see, I knew I wasn't good enough. This creates a vicious cycle where doubt leads to inaction, inaction leads to lack of results, and the lack of results strengthens your doubts. Breaking this cycle requires a conscious and intentional effort. It's not something that happens overnight, and it's not as simple as just thinking positive. You have to actively disrupt the thought patterns and behaviors that allow self-doubt to thrive. The first step in breaking the cycle of self-doubt is awareness. You need to recognize when self-doubt is showing up in your life. Often it operates in the background, shaping your decisions without you even realizing it. Pay attention to the moments when you hold back, when you hesitate, or when you talk yourself out of something you genuinely want to pursue. Ask yourself what thoughts are running through my mind. What am I telling myself that's causing me to doubt my abilities? This awareness is crucial because you can't change what you don't acknowledge. Once you've become aware of your self-doubt, the next step is to challenge it. Just because a thought pops into your mind doesn't mean it's true. Self-doubt thrives on assumptions and fears, many of which are irrational or exaggerated. For example, you might think, I'll never be able to succeed in this new role because I don't have enough experience, but is that really true? Or is it a limiting belief based on fear? Challenge the thought by asking yourself for evidence to the contrary. Have you ever succeeded in a new role before? Have others with less experience than you succeeded? By questioning the validity of your self-doubt, you start to weaken its grip on your mind. In addition to challenging your negative thoughts, you must also start to replace them with empowering beliefs. It's not enough to just push self-doubt out of your mind. You have to fill that space with thoughts that will build you up rather than tear you down. Affirmations are a powerful tool for this. While they may seem simplistic, when practiced consistently, affirmations can reprogram your subconscious mind and help you develop a stronger sense of self-worth. For example, instead of allowing the thought, I'm not good enough to take root, replace it with, I have the skills and the ability to succeed. Repeat these affirmations daily until they become part of your mental framework. Another critical step in breaking the cycle of self-doubt is to take action, even when you feel uncertain. One of the most paralyzing effects of self-doubt is that it keeps you stuck in a place of inaction. You wait until you feel ready or until the doubt goes away before taking a step forward, but here's the truth: you will rarely feel 100% ready. Waiting for the doubt to disappear before you act only strengthens its hold on you. The key is to take action despite the doubt. Every time you push through your fear and take a step forward, you weaken the power of self-doubt and build confidence in yourself. Small victories are essential in this process. When you achieve something, no matter how small, it serves as evidence that your self-doubt was wrong. Start by setting small, achievable goals that allow you to experience success quickly. Each accomplishment, no matter how minor, becomes a building block in your confidence, gradually dismantling the narrative of self-doubt. It's also important to reframe failure when breaking the cycle of self-doubt. Many people allow their fear of failure to fuel their doubts. They believe that if they try something and fail, it means they aren't capable or worthy. But failure is not a reflection of your worth, it's a part of the learning process. When you reframe failure as feedback, as an opportunity to grow and improve, it no longer becomes something to fear. Instead, it becomes a stepping stone to success. This shift in perspective helps break the connection between failure and self-doubt. Instead of seeing failure as confirmation of your inadequacy, you begin to see it as a natural and necessary part of your journey. Another key factor in overcoming self-doubt is surrounding yourself with the right people. Your environment plays a significant role in shaping your beliefs about yourself. If you are constantly around people who doubt your abilities, criticize your every move, or project their own insecurities onto you, it's going to be much harder to break free from self-doubt. On the other hand, when you surround yourself with people who believe in you, who encourage you to take risks, and who celebrate your successes, you begin to adopt those empowering beliefs yourself. Their confidence in you helps to counterbalance the doubts you may feel internally. Mentorship can be especially valuable in this regard. A mentor who has been through similar struggles and has overcome their own self-doubt can offer guidance, support, and perspective that helps you break through your own mental barriers. They can remind you of your strengths when you're feeling low and provide the encouragement you need to keep pushing forward. Self-doubt often thrives in isolation. When you're left alone with your thoughts, it's easy to spiral into negativity. This is why it's so important to seek support from others. Whether it's a friend, family member, or mentor, talking through your doubts can help you gain perspective. Often, just vocalizing your fears helps you realize how irrational or unfounded they are. Sometimes the simple act of sharing your doubts with someone who cares about you can be enough to disrupt the cycle and shift your mindset. It's also crucial to understand that self-doubt is not something that just goes away. It's a persistent voice that will continue to show up at different points in your life, especially when you're stepping out of your comfort zone or pursuing something new. The goal isn't to eliminate self-doubt entirely, but to develop the tools and strategies to manage it when it arises. You must become resilient to its effects, learning how to recognize it, challenge it, and push past it. A powerful technique to manage self-doubt is to keep a record of your achievements and progress. When doubt creeps in, it's easy to forget all the things you've already accomplished. Keeping a journal or list of your successes, big and small, gives you a tangible reminder of your abilities and growth. When you're feeling unsure of yourself, you can look back on this record and see clear evidence that you are capable of achieving your goals. This practice reinforces your self-belief and helps counteract the negative narrative of self-doubt. Another important strategy in breaking the cycle of self-doubt is to focus on progress, not perfection. Perfectionism and self-doubt often go hand in hand. The belief that you have to be perfect in order to be worthy or successful can fuel an endless cycle of doubt, because no one can ever achieve perfection. When you set unattainable standards for yourself, you're setting yourself up to fail, which then reinforces the idea that you're not good enough. Instead, focus on making consistent progress. Celebrate the steps you're taking, even if they're small, and give yourself credit for the effort you're putting in. Fear is a universal experience. Everyone has faced moments of doubt, uncertainty, or anxiety about what the future holds. It can be paralyzing, causing you to freeze in the face of opportunity, or it can manifest as overthinking, where you endlessly ruminate over the what-ifs and worst-case scenarios. But if fear is such a pervasive force, how do we overcome it? The answer lies in a fundamental shift in perspective, replacing fear with faith. This is not about ignoring reality or denying that challenges exist. It's about choosing to trust in something greater than your fears, in your potential, your purpose, and the process of life. Fear often arises from the unknown. We fear what we cannot see, what we cannot predict, and what we cannot control. When the future feels uncertain, fear fills that void with negative assumptions. It convinces us that because we can't see the outcome, it's likely to be disastrous. This is how fear gains power. It feeds on uncertainty and turns it into a narrative of impending failure. But the truth is, the unknown doesn't have to be feared. It can be a space for growth, for possibility, and for transformation. When you choose faith over fear, you begin to see the unknown differently. Faith is the belief that even though you cannot see the full path ahead, each step you take will lead you closer to your destination. It's the trust that there is a greater plan unfolding, even when you don't understand all the details. Faith doesn't guarantee that the journey will be easy or free of obstacles, but it assures you that you have the strength, wisdom, and resilience to overcome whatever challenges come your way. One of the most significant shifts that happens when you replace fear with faith is that you move from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance. Fear tells you that opportunities are limited, that success is a zero-sum game, and that there isn't enough for everyone. This scarcity mindset keeps you in a state of competition and comparison, constantly worried that someone else's success diminishes your chances. But faith operates from a place of abundance. It reminds you that there is enough opportunity, enough success, enough resources for everyone. That faith encourages you to focus on your unique path rather than getting distracted by what others are doing. Faith is also deeply connected to trust in yourself. Fear often manifests as self-doubt, causing you to question whether you're capable, worthy, or deserving of success. It whispers in your ear, "Who do you think you are to pursue this dream?" Or what if you're not good enough? But when you choose faith, you start to trust in your own abilities. You recognize that you are equipped with everything you need to achieve your goals, even if you can't see the full picture right now. Faith gives you the courage to take the next step, knowing that as you move forward, the path will continue to unfold. This doesn't mean that fear magically disappears the moment you choose faith. Fear is persistent, and it will try to creep back into your thoughts, especially when you're stepping outside of your comfort zone. But faith is about consistently choosing to trust in the process, even when fear tries to pull you back. It's about making a conscious decision day after day to believe in the possibility of success, growth, and fulfillment, rather than succumbing to the narrative of fear. Another way to understand the dynamic between fear and faith is by recognizing that fear is future-focused. It's always concerned with what might happen, what could go wrong. It takes you out of the present moment and projects you into a future filled with anxiety and doubt. But faith keeps you grounded in the present. It allows you to focus on what you can do today, in this moment, without getting overwhelmed by the uncertainty of tomorrow. When you operate from faith, you take things one step at a time, trusting that each step is leading you closer to your goal. You don't have to have the entire journey mapped out. Faith reminds you that the next step is enough. One of the most powerful ways to cultivate faith is through the practice of gratitude. Fear often arises from a place of lack, focusing on what you don't have, what you haven't achieved, or what could go wrong. But gratitude shifts your focus to what you do have, what you have accomplished, and what is going right in your life. When you take time to acknowledge and appreciate the blessings in your life, no matter how small, you begin to shift your energy from fear to faith. Gratitude reinforces the belief that life is unfolding in your favor, even when things don't go exactly as planned. Another important aspect of replacing fear with faith is embracing uncertainty. So often we believe that in order to feel secure, we need to have everything figured out. But the reality is that life is unpredictable, and no amount of planning can guarantee a smooth path. Instead of fighting against uncertainty, faith invites you to embrace it as a natural part of the journey. Faith allows you to release the need for control and trust that, Even in the face of the unknown, you will find your way. This doesn't mean being passive or neglecting preparation, but it does mean releasing the illusion that you can control every outcome. Faith is about trusting that even if things don't go according to your plan, they are still working out for your greater good. One of the greatest obstacles to faith is fear of failure. The fear that you might make a mistake, fall short, or experience setbacks can be overwhelming. But faith shifts your perspective on failure. Instead of seeing it as something to avoid at all costs, faith encourages you to see failure as a stepping stone to success. Failure is not the end, it's a part of the process. When you approach life with faith, you understand that every setback is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to come back stronger. Faith gives you the resilience to keep going even when things don't go as planned. Replacing fear with faith also requires patience. Fear often pushes us to rush, to force things to happen on our timeline. It creates a sense of urgency and anxiety, making us feel like we're falling behind or missing out. But faith reminds us that everything unfolds in its own time. It teaches us to trust the timing of our lives, even when it doesn't align with our expectations. Patience is a byproduct of faith, because it allows you to trust that what is meant for you will not pass you by. You don't have to force or chase opportunities. Faith allows you to attract the right opportunities by staying aligned with your purpose and values. Faith also requires a level of surrender. This doesn't mean giving up on your goals or being passive, but rather surrendering the need to control every aspect of the outcome. Fear is rooted in control. It makes you believe that if you just try hard enough, worry enough, or plan enough, you can control the future. But this is an illusion. Faith is about letting go of that control and trusting that the process will unfold as it's meant to. It's about doing your part, taking action, staying committed, showing up with excellence, but then releasing the need to micromanage the outcome. Surrendering to faith doesn't mean you stop striving. It means you stop stressing about what you cannot control. Another powerful tool in replacing fear with faith is visualization. Fear often fills your mind with negative images, visions of things going wrong, of failure, or of disappointment. These images feed your anxiety and make it difficult to move forward with confidence. But when you actively engage in visualization, you're training your mind to focus on what you want to happen, rather than what you fear might happen. Visualization is a practice of faith because it requires you to believe in a positive outcome, even when you can't yet see it. By regularly visualizing your desired future, you strengthen your faith in its possibility and reduce the power that fear has over you. One of the most profound realizations that comes with replacing fear with faith is that fear is often based on illusions. Fear magnifies challenges, making them seem bigger and more daunting than they really are. It convinces you that you are not enough, that you don't have what it takes, or that you're destined to fail. But when you look closer, you realize that most of these fears are not grounded in reality. They are projections of your insecurities and past experiences, not an accurate reflection of the present moment. Faith, on the other hand, is grounded in truth. It is the belief that you are capable, that you are supported, and that the universe is conspiring in your favor. To replace fear with faith, it's important to develop a practice of self-compassion. Fear often thrives on self-criticism. It tells you that you're not good enough, that you'll never measure up, or that you don't deserve success. But when you practice self-compassion, you start to treat yourself with kindness and understanding. You recognize that you are human, that you will make mistakes, and that this is all part of the journey. Self-compassion helps quiet the voice of fear and strengthens the voice of faith. It reminds you that you are worthy of success and happiness just as you are, and that you don't need to be perfect to move forward. Lastly, replacing fear with faith requires a commitment to growth. Fear is often rooted in a fixed mindset, the belief that your abilities, intelligence, or circumstances are set in stone. This mindset creates a fear of taking risks, trying new things, or stepping outside of your comfort zone because it's based on the belief that failure is permanent. But faith operates from a growth mindset. It recognizes that you are always evolving, learning, and growing, and that every challenge is an opportunity to develop new skills and insights. Faith encourages you to embrace challenges as part of your growth rather than. One of the greatest truths about life is that you tend to attract what you focus on. Your thoughts, whether positive or negative, are like seeds planted in the soil of your subconscious mind. The more you focus on a particular thought, the more you water and nurture it, and eventually that thought begins to manifest in your reality. This is why it is crucial to focus on what you want rather than what you fear. When you allow your mind to dwell on your fears, you unintentionally give them power. You create a mental environment where those fears grow, take root, and influence your actions, behaviors, and ultimately your outcomes. But when you shift your focus to what you desire, you begin to align your thoughts, emotions, and energy with the direction you truly want your life to take. The problem with focusing on fear is that it pulls you into a mindset of avoidance. When you're constantly thinking about what could go wrong, your decisions are guided by a desire to avoid pain, failure, or disappointment, rather than by the pursuit of success, joy, or fulfillment. This avoidance mentality can be paralyzing. You become so preoccupied with preventing the worst-case scenario that you never allow yourself to pursue the best-case scenario. Fear narrows your vision, blinding you to opportunities, possibilities, and solutions that could lead you to your desired outcome. Instead of taking bold action toward your goals, you find yourself stuck in a loop of hesitation, second-guessing, and procrastination. But what happens when you shift your focus to what you want? Suddenly, your energy changes. Instead of being driven by fear, you are driven by purpose, passion, and excitement. Focusing on what you want opens your mind to creative solutions and new opportunities. It helps you move from a defensive posture where you're simply trying to survive to an offensive one, where you're actively pursuing your goals and dreams with confidence and determination. The first step in shifting your focus is to become aware of where your attention currently lies. Are your thoughts dominated by fear and worry? Do you spend more time thinking about what could go wrong than about what could go right? This awareness is key because most of us are so accustomed to living in fear that we don't even realize how much it influences our thinking. It becomes a habitual pattern, a default setting in our minds. But once you recognize this pattern, you can begin to interrupt it and make a conscious choice to redirect your focus. It's important to understand that your mind is incredibly powerful and it will believe whatever you feed it. If you constantly feed it fear-based thoughts, it will begin to operate as though those fears are inevitable realities. For example, if you're always thinking, "I'll never succeed," or "this is too difficult for me," your mind will look for evidence to support those beliefs, and you'll begin to see obstacles everywhere. Your brain will filter out the opportunities and focus only on the challenges. But if you start feeding your mind thoughts like, "I am capable of achieving this," or "there are always opportunities available to me," your brain will start looking for evidence to support those positive beliefs. You'll begin to notice opportunities, resources, and solutions that were always there, but went unnoticed because your focus was on fear. This is the essence of the law of attraction. What you focus on expands. When you focus on your fears, you attract more situations that validate those fears. But when you focus on what you want, on your goals, your dreams, and your desired outcomes, you begin to attract circumstances, people, and opportunities that align with those desires. It's not magic, it's the natural result of aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with a positive, forward-thinking mindset. Another reason it's important to focus on what you want is that your emotions follow your focus. When you think about what you fear, you trigger feelings of anxiety, stress, and tension. These emotions create a negative feedback loop that further reinforces your fear. On the other hand, when you focus on what you want, you activate feelings of hope, excitement, and motivation. These positive emotions fuel your desire to take action and move forward. They give you the energy and drive to pursue your goals with passion and persistence. One of the most powerful ways to focus on what you want is through visualization. Visualization is the process of mentally rehearsing your desired outcomes as if they've already happened. When you visualize yourself achieving your goals, you create a mental blueprint of success in your mind. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one, so when you visualize your success, you're essentially training your mind to expect and work toward that outcome. The more you practice visualization, the more familiar your mind becomes with the idea of success, and the less room there is for fear to take hold. Another technique that can help you focus on what you want is setting clear, specific goals. When you have a clear vision of what you want to achieve, it becomes easier to keep your focus on that goal rather than on your fears. Goals give you direction and purpose, and they help you stay aligned with your desires even when challenges arise. Without clear goals, it's easy to get lost in the noise of fear and doubt, but when you have a concrete target in mind, you can keep moving forward with confidence and clarity. In addition to setting goals, it's important to cultivate a mindset of gratitude. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing in your life to what's already present and working in your favor. When you're grateful, you're less likely to be consumed by fear because you're focused on abundance rather than lack. Practicing gratitude helps you appreciate the progress you've already made and the resources you have at your disposal, which in turn motivates you to keep moving toward what you want. A key part of focusing on what you want is learning to manage your inner dialogue. Your self-talk, the conversation you have with yourself throughout the day, has a profound impact on your focus. If your self-talk is negative, filled with fear-based thoughts like "I'm not good enough," or "I'll never make it," you're reinforcing your fears and keeping yourself stuck in a cycle of self-sabotage. But when you consciously shift your self-talk to positive, empowering statements like "I am capable of achieving this," or "I am moving closer to my goals every day," you start to reprogram your mind to focus on your desires rather than your doubts. Another critical aspect of shifting your focus is learning to reframe challenges and setbacks. Fear often arises when we encounter obstacles or difficulties on the path to our goals. It's easy to interpret these challenges as signs that we're not on the right track or that we're not capable of succeeding. But when you focus on what you want, you begin to see challenges not as barriers but as opportunities for growth. Every setback becomes a stepping stone that brings you closer to your desired outcome. This shift in perspective helps you maintain your focus on your goals even in the face of adversity. It's also important to surround yourself with positive influences. The people you spend time with, the media you consume, and the environments you immerse yourself in all have a powerful impact on your focus. If you're constantly surrounded by negativity, fear, and doubt, it's going to be much harder to stay focused on what you want. But when you surround yourself with positive, supportive people who believe in your potential, it becomes much easier to maintain your focus on your goals. Positive influences help reinforce your belief in yourself and your ability to achieve what you desire. A powerful practice that can help you maintain your focus on what you want is to create a vision board. A vision board is a visual representation of your goals and desires. By filling your board with images and words that represent the life you want to create, you provide yourself with a daily reminder of what you're working toward. Every time you look at your vision board, it helps you refocus your thoughts on your desires rather than your fears. It keeps your goals front and center in your mind, which helps you stay aligned with the actions and decisions that will move you toward those goals. In addition to creating a vision board, you can also practice affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements that affirm your belief in your ability to achieve your goals. By repeating affirmations regularly, you help reprogram your mind to focus on what you want rather than what you fear. For example, you might say to yourself, I am worthy of success, or I am capable of achieving my dreams. These affirmations help to drown out the voice of fear and doubt, replacing it with a voice of confidence and self-belief. It's also important to recognize that focusing on what you want doesn't mean ignoring reality or pretending that challenges don't exist. It's about acknowledging the challenges, but choosing to place your attention on the solutions rather than the problems. When you focus on what you want, you're not denying the difficulties of life, you're simply refusing to let those difficulties dictate your direction. You're choosing to keep your mind on your goals, even in the face of obstacles, because you understand that your focus determines your reality. Gratitude is a powerful force that can transform the way you see the world, the way you feel about your circumstances, and the way you approach life's challenges. It's not just about saying thank you or expressing appreciation in a moment of joy. It's about developing a mindset that consistently acknowledges and celebrates the good, even in the face of adversity. Gratitude shifts your perspective from one of lack to one of abundance, from focusing on what's missing to appreciating what's already present. When you cultivate gratitude, you are training your mind to seek out the positive aspects of every situation, no matter how difficult or daunting it may seem. The practice of gratitude is essential because it changes the lens through which you view life. Without gratitude, it's easy to get caught up in what's not going right, the struggles, the setbacks, the things you wish were different. This kind of thinking creates a cycle of negativity where you are always chasing what's next, feeling like you're never quite enough or that you're always lacking something. But when you practice gratitude, you interrupt that cycle. You pause and reflect on the blessings you already have, the progress you've made, and the opportunities that are available to you in this moment. It's a simple but profound shift that has the power to completely reframe your outlook on life. One of the most significant benefits of gratitude is that it helps to break the habit of comparison. So often we fall into the trap of comparing ourselves to others, whether it's through social media, in our personal lives, or in our careers. We look at what others have and we feel a sense of inadequacy, as if we're falling behind or missing out. This comparison breeds envy, dissatisfaction, and self-doubt. But when you practice gratitude, you stop focusing on what other people are doing or what they have that you don't. Instead, you focus on what's good in your own life. Gratitude reminds you that your journey is unique and that you have your own set of blessings, talents, and opportunities that are worth celebrating. Gratitude also helps to reduce feelings of anxiety and stress. When you're constantly worrying about what could go wrong or what you don't have, you create a state of tension within yourself. Your mind is focused on fear, lack, and uncertainty, which triggers your stress response. But when you shift your focus to gratitude, you start to calm that stress response. You remind yourself that even in difficult times, there are things to be thankful for. This doesn't mean ignoring the challenges you're facing, but it does mean balancing those challenges with an awareness of the good in your life. Gratitude helps you cultivate a sense of peace and contentment, no matter what your external circumstances may be. In addition to gratitude, cultivating positive habits is another essential element in transforming your mindset and your life. Habits are the small, consistent actions that, over time, create significant results. When you develop positive habits, you are essentially building the foundation for long-term success and happiness. These habits shape your daily routine, influence your mindset, and determine the course of your life. Whether it's a habit of exercising regularly, meditating, reading, or simply starting your day with a positive affirmation, these small actions compound over time to create lasting change. Positive habits are especially powerful because they operate on autopilot. Once a habit is ingrained, it becomes a natural part of your routine, something you do without even thinking. This means that the more positive habits you cultivate, the more your life begins to align with the outcomes you desire. You don't have to rely on willpower or motivation every single day because your habits are working for you. They create momentum, making it easier to stay on track with your goals and maintain a positive mindset even when challenges arise. One of the key ways to cultivate positive habits is through consistency. It's not about doing something perfectly every day, it's about doing it regularly enough that it becomes a natural part of your life. Consistency is what turns an action into a habit, and once that habit is formed, it starts to yield results. For example, if you develop the habit of practicing gratitude every morning over time, you'll notice that your overall outlook on life becomes more positive. You'll start to see opportunities where you once saw obstacles, and you'll feel more at peace with your circumstances no matter what's happening around you. In the same way, if you cultivate the habit of exercising regularly, you'll begin to experience the physical and mental benefits that come with it. Your energy levels will increase, your mood will improve, and your sense of accomplishment will grow. The key is to start small and stay consistent. You don't have to make drastic changes overnight. Instead, focus on integrating one positive habit at a time and allow it to become a natural part of your routine. Another important aspect of cultivating positive habits is setting yourself up for success. This means creating an environment that supports your goals and makes it easier for you to stay on track. If you want to develop the habit of reading every day, for example, you might set aside a specific time each day to read, or place a book on your nightstand as a reminder. If you want to practice gratitude more consistently, you might keep a journal by your bed and write down 3 things you're grateful for each night before you go to sleep. By making these small adjustments to your environment, you reduce the friction that can make it difficult to stick with new habits. It's also important to recognize the role of discipline in cultivating positive habits. While motivation can be a great starting point, it's not always reliable. There will be days when you don't feel like practicing your habits, days when you're tired, stressed, or simply not in the mood. This is where discipline comes in. Discipline is what allows you to push through those moments of resistance and stay committed to your habits, even when it's not easy. It's the ability to keep moving forward day after day, knowing that the long-term benefits far outweigh the temporary discomfort of staying consistent. Cultivating positive habits also requires patience. Change doesn't happen overnight, and it can be easy to get discouraged if you don't see immediate results. But the truth is, every small step you take is building towards something greater. Each time you practice a positive habit, you are reinforcing that behavior and strengthening your commitment to your goals. Over time, these small actions add up, and before you know it, you'll start to see the tangible results of your efforts. The key is to stay patient and trust the process, knowing that change is happening even if it's not immediately visible. One of the most powerful habits you can cultivate is the habit of mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment, without judgment or distraction. When you develop the habit of mindfulness, you become more aware of your thoughts, feelings, and actions, which allows you to make more intentional choices. Instead of reacting impulsively to situations or getting caught up in negative thought patterns, mindfulness helps you pause, reflect, and respond in a way that aligns with your goals and values. It's a habit that can enhance every area of your life, from your relationships to your career, to your overall sense of well-being. Another important habit to cultivate is self-reflection. Taking time to regularly reflect on your progress, your habits, and your mindset is essential for personal growth. Self-reflection allows you to assess what's working and what's not, so you can make adjustments as needed. It also helps you stay connected to your deeper purpose and ensure that your actions are aligned with your long-term goals. Whether it's through journaling, meditation, or simply taking a few moments of quiet each day, self-reflection is a powerful habit that can keep you grounded and focused on your personal development. Gratitude and positive habits also have a synergistic effect. When you cultivate gratitude, it becomes easier to stick with your positive habits because you're in a mindset of appreciation and abundance. You're less likely to feel discouraged by setbacks or challenges because you're focused on the progress you've already made and the good that's already present in your life. At the same time, as you develop positive habits, you create more reasons to be grateful. Each habit brings you closer to your goals and enhances your overall well-being, which in turn fuels your gratitude practice. It's also worth noting that gratitude and positive habits can have a ripple effect on the people around you. When you consistently practice gratitude, you become a more positive, uplifting presence in the lives of others. Your attitude and energy can inspire those around you to adopt a more grateful outlook as well. Similarly, when you cultivate positive habits, you become a role model for others, showing them what's possible when you stay committed to personal growth and self-improvement. Your actions can have a profound impact on your family, friends, and colleagues, creating a ripple of positivity that extends far beyond your own life. The beauty of gratitude and positive habits is that they are both accessible to everyone, regardless of your current circumstances. You don't need to have everything figured out or be in a perfect situation to start practicing gratitude or developing positive habits. In fact, it's often during the most challenging times that these practices are the most valuable. When life feels overwhelming, gratitude helps you find peace and perspective, while positive habits give you a sense of structure and control. Together, they create a foundation of resilience that can carry you through even the toughest times. The process of renewal is one of life's most powerful yet often overlooked principles. Renewal is about transformation, about shedding the old to make way for the new, about releasing what no longer serves you so that you can step into a better, more empowered version of yourself. In nature, we see this process everywhere. Trees shed their leaves in the fall to conserve energy and prepare for new growth in the spring. Animals hibernate to rest, reset, and renew their strength for the coming season. And just like nature, we too go through cycles of renewal. But unlike nature, we often resist these cycles. We hold on to the old because it feels familiar, safe, or comfortable, even when it no longer benefits us. To truly embrace the process of renewal, we must be willing to let go, to trust in the journey, and to understand that renewal is not just an event, it is a continual, lifelong process. Renewal requires a shift in mindset, one that recognizes that change is not something to fear, but something to embrace. Many people resist change because they associate it with loss or uncertainty. They fear what might happen if they let go of their current situation, habits, or way of thinking. But renewal is not about losing anything, it's about gaining something far more valuable: growth, clarity, purpose, and a deeper sense of self. When you embrace the process of renewal, you are essentially giving yourself permission to evolve. You are saying, I am willing to grow beyond my current limitations. I am open to new possibilities, even if they challenge me or push me out of my comfort zone. One of the most important aspects of renewal is self-reflection. To renew yourself, you must first take an honest look at where you are in your life. This requires introspection, taking the time to assess your habits, your thought patterns, your beliefs, and your behaviors. Ask yourself what's working for me and what's not. What do I need to release in order to move forward? Sometimes the things that once served us well, whether it's a habit, a relationship, or even a way of thinking, begin to hold us back as we grow. Recognizing this is not a sign of failure or weakness, it's a sign of wisdom. It's an acknowledgement that you are constantly evolving, and what worked for you in the past may no longer align with who you are becoming. Letting go is a critical part of the renewal process. You cannot step into something new while clinging to the old. This can be one of the most difficult aspects of renewal because it often requires you to confront fears, doubts, or insecurities that have kept you attached to your current situation. Letting go may involve releasing old habits that no longer serve your growth, ending relationships that are no longer healthy, or even shifting your mindset away from limiting beliefs that have kept you stuck. It requires trust in yourself, Trust in the process and trust in the idea that something better awaits you on the other side of this transformation. Renewal is also deeply connected to healing. In many ways, it's a process of healing from the inside out. Just as our bodies need time to heal from physical wounds, our minds and spirits need time to heal from emotional wounds, disappointments, and setbacks. The process of renewal gives you the space to heal those parts of yourself that have been hurt, neglected, or overlooked. It's a time to nurture your inner self, to practice self-compassion, and to allow yourself to rest and rejuvenate. Healing is not always a linear process, and renewal recognizes that. There may be ups and downs, moments of clarity followed by moments of confusion, but every step you take is part of the greater process of becoming whole again. Another essential element of embracing renewal is learning to be patient with yourself. Too often we expect instant results or immediate transformation. We want change to happen overnight, and when it doesn't, we feel frustrated or discouraged. But renewal doesn't happen in a single moment, it's a gradual unfolding. Just as a seed takes time to grow into a tree, personal transformation takes time to fully manifest. There will be moments where you may feel like nothing is changing, but beneath the surface, profound shifts are taking place. Trusting in the timing of your own growth is crucial. It's about honoring the pace of your journey and recognizing that every step, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to the new version of yourself that you are creating. Renewal also involves stepping into the unknown. As you let go of the old, there may be moments where you feel uncertain about what's next. This is natural, but it's important not to allow fear to paralyze you. The unknown is where true growth happens. It's where you learn to trust your instincts, to rely on your inner wisdom, and to take steps forward even when you don't have all the answers. Embracing the unknown is not about having everything figured out. It's about being open to the possibilities that arise when you take a leap of faith. It's about understanding that sometimes the most powerful transformations happen when you step outside of your comfort zone and into uncharted territory. The process of renewal often brings new opportunities that you may not have been able to see or seize if you were still clinging to the old. When you clear space in your life by releasing what no longer serves you, you create room for new experiences, new connections, and new growth. It's like clearing out a cluttered room. Once you remove the things that no longer belong, you can begin to fill the space with things that uplift and inspire you. These new opportunities may come in the form of career shifts, personal breakthroughs, or new relationships, but they are all a result of your willingness to embrace the process of renewal. Renewal also requires resilience. As you go through the process of transformation, there will inevitably be challenges. Change, even positive change, can be uncomfortable. It can stir up old fears or insecurities, and it can test your resolve. But resilience is what allows you to keep going, even when the process feels difficult. It's the ability to bounce back from setbacks, to trust in the journey, even when the path ahead is unclear, and to stay committed to your growth. Resilience is not about being perfect or never experiencing doubt. It's about getting back up every time you fall and continuing to move forward with courage and determination. A key part of renewal is also understanding that it's not a one-time event. You don't just renew yourself once and then remain in that new state forever. Renewal is a continuous process, a cycle of growth, release, and rebirth that happens throughout your life. As you achieve new goals and reach new levels of success, you will inevitably face new challenges, and the process of renewal will begin again. Each time you go through this cycle, you emerge stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your true purpose. Renewal is not about reaching a final destination. It's about embracing the ongoing journey of becoming. In embracing renewal, it's important to cultivate self-awareness. The more aware you are of your own patterns, habits, and tendencies, the more effectively you can navigate the process of renewal. Self-awareness allows you to recognize when you're holding on to something that's no longer serving you, or when you're resisting change out of fear. It also helps you identify the areas of your life that are ripe for transformation. When you're in tune with yourself, you can approach renewal with greater clarity and purpose, knowing exactly what needs to be released and what new possibilities you want to invite into your life. Renewal is also about finding balance. It's not about constantly striving for more or always being in a state of change. It's about knowing when to push forward and when to pause, when to let go and when to hold on. There are times in life when you need to focus on growth and expansion, and there are times when you need to rest and recharge. The process of renewal honors both of these states. It recognizes that growth requires both action and reflection, both movement and stillness. Finding balance in your life allows you to embrace renewal in a way that feels sustainable and aligned with your long-term vision. At its core, renewal is about returning to your authentic self. Over time, life's challenges, responsibilities, and external pressures can cause you to lose touch with who you truly are. You may start to define yourself by your roles, your achievements, or other people's expectations, rather than by your own inner truth. The process of renewal is an opportunity to reconnect with that truth, to strip away the layers of conditioning and rediscover the essence of who you are. It's a process of coming home to yourself, of aligning your outer life with your inner values, and of living in a way that feels true to your deepest desires and aspirations. Renewal is also deeply connected to purpose. As you go through the process of renewal, you begin to align more closely with your purpose in life. You gain clarity about what truly matters to you, what you're passionate about, and what you're here to contribute to the world. Renewal helps you strip away the distractions, the noise, and the expectations that may have pulled you off course, allowing you to focus on what's most important. It's about living with intention, purpose, and authenticity, and using each cycle of renewal as an opportunity to refine and deepen your connection to your purpose.